And we are live. Live. So if you've been on Twitter lately, you may have noticed is how there is yet another controversy related to reacting. Specifically, how streamers like it's not like the idea of reacting in general per se. Rather, it's streamers like XQC or Passan, I guess. As as how like comparatively lazy they are to like most other reaction content.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked
Yet another case where my habit of letting video of using in the Steam overlay A to watch videos has come back to bite me. But anyways, as I was saying, the problem is that with them, you've probably seen like clip channels for really any a big streamer like Hassan, XQC. I think the streamer that does this the best is Critical, simply because, well, when he does it, he cuts out any like dead air and meaning that if you want the full video, you actually have to go down and track it. But if you just want his reactions, you can just watch the videos upload. Like, once I get the game up, I'll pull up an example. Well, if anyone is interested. Now, for the record, my stance is that you should only really cut content up like how it's done on XQC or Hassan clip channels. Well, if it's stuff that is not on the platform, like hypothetically, let's say that I was to start doing a TikTok reaction streams. I don't have any plans on doing that right now, but I'm just using it as an example. I would say that at like if there was no like re-upload or channel, like for example, one content creator on TikTok that I know is re-uploads their stuff on like on YouTube is Lionfeld, this duo of Italians. I would say it would not be like reasonable to like just upload the video, but on the other hand, I can't really think of an example to like come up with because I don't really know of any TikTokers who also upload their content to YouTube. But on the other hand, like if there was someone who I was watching who I knew for a fact it didn't have any like YouTube upload, or like the only uploads they have were like by other people, well then I'd say, you know what, go ahead and upload it uncut. But on the other hand, if it's on YouTube specifically, just cut out anything where I'm not actually doing anything Doesn't help that in both Hassan and XQC's case, Ace, because of how long they stream, they'll often just like leave the bathroom, like the bathroom breaks and whatnot. In there. Like, I honestly think that if Hassan really can't say that much, he should just like cut his stream shorter. Like, there's a reason why you don't see me, for example, planning on reacting to like major early long content. Like, I've reacted to to Frederick Nunsend, I believe his name was before. Oh, I forgot to change the color properly. You know what? There we go. But anyways, he's got a video on the game EVE Online, which is like a deep dive, and it only scratches the surface because of how much content. It's almost 6 hours long. If I was to react to that, I would have to split it up over 2 days. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to doing like a post-viewing reaction stream with a few other streamers in my audience if I got a bigger one, but you're not going to see me react to that in whole in a single stream, since like I just don't think I could handle that. Like, unless hypothetically I was, say, bedridden and literally I had nothing else to do for 6 hours, even then I'd probably choose a gaming stream over like a 6-hour reaction stream. You know what? So if you just want like a TLDR on this, long story short, wow, Crestatorio is taking a long time to load. But anyways, long story short, I won't be cutting any of my content and from reaction day streams if aims into like individual clips, unless it's like breaking them up into chunks. And I do like a bit more fine editing. For that sort of thing, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I'd cut out all the dead air. Like, of course, it doesn't help now that for example, I barely have any. It doesn't help now that my stream aim isn't very healthy. But anyways, that was just something unprompted that I only really brought up because, well, I kind of would have felt awkward if I didn't, since, you know, this is a reaction stream while a controversy related to reaction streams is ongoing. But speaking of other controversies, you may remember how last week I said that there might, I don't remember what I exactly said, but I believe I might have mentioned and how there was another content creator who defended IMJ Station. I mean, not IMJ Station, Quantum TV. Well, I should probably mention. Oh, I can't hide it anymore. He was the only one to bring this up. He was the only one to defend quantum, whereas everyone else that had a take on the whole quantum TV versus Actman scenario, like excluding people who didn't. Oh, what's this? Anyways, excluding people who like didn't and like post any takes, which I'm not gonna get into since, hey, like, oh no, I think, well, anyways, as I was saying, J Station and took the Actman side. Like, now, I'm not pulling up a video just yet, since aside from the fact that I want the game to load up, there's, oh hey, it's actually getting closer. Or a lot of sprites. There's also the fact that I'm not entirely sure what video I want to watch. Like, Boblax's video, okay, I do actually want to bring up, but like, I'd rather not just a default, you know what? It has been a while since I've watched a J Aubrey video. Oh, and well, I have seen this one, like, let's go with this. I'll close out. I'll just wait for the game to finish booting up so I can close out the Steam in browser pop up. For whatever reason, in Prism Live's, okay, now I'm good to go. Guess I'll be going back to my backup capture as is. Oh, hey, it actually was a perfect topic. Not perfect topic, but rather per ratio. Oh, for the screen. Ah. So, anyways, if you want a recap of what I watched in last week's stream, basically, this channel called Quantum TV had a take that a lot of people disagreed with on Elden Ring. I'm debating if I want to like edit the app. If I want to like edit the cropping or not. You know what? I need a few more minutes to like I can always change it later. Now that I've got the game up, let's actually get it loaded, and then I'll actually start the video. So anyways, why am I going into this guy? Did I watch both the I'm J Station and the Quantum TV video? Oh, even though their dramas are not exactly relevant, which is a fair criticism. Long story short, I kind of want to get into debating. You're not going to see me bring Destiny or Vosh on, at least not in the context of debate. Like, I would not be opposed to, like, bringing them on if they just wanted to have a conversation about something. Factorio mods for Destiny. Like, Life in the Pacific Northwest for Vosh. Yeah, I live in the same state as Vosh currently. Before you ask, this isn't really doxing, since he has kind of been open about where he lives. I don't know his address, but I do know he lives in Everett, Washington. Don't really consider... And I live in a different city before you ask, Seattle. I'm not really doxing myself since Seattle is huge, like... But what do I want to build first?
I talked about the unfortunate situation the Actman has been put. So in my last video, I talked about the unfortunate situation the Actman has been put in after YouTube fully demonetized his channel for his ongoing feud with Quantum TV. A situation that literally everybody online agrees Actman is in the right on, even people who are normally at each other's throats. But there is one person, just one singular person who is on Quantum TV's side. That being the ex-YouTuber J Station, who got banned off YouTube for making horror videos for kids, which consists of content like buying a black slave on the dark web.
There has actually been...
You know, his content is actually the reason why I'm very, like, skeptical of anyone who claims that the dark web is actually, like, scary. For the record, I didn't, like, watch his videos. This is not a case where, like, I was a former fan and then turned against him once all the drama broke out. Like, I was way past his target age demographic when all that stuff happened, but like, because it was so obvious, it was more like because it was so obviously scripted, that sort of thing is what I'm talking about. Like, it's basically where you hear someone once and unlike use something once and it just becomes too something you're too jaded to deal with. Let's see here. Light oil for this one.
For sale on the dark web, guys. Actual slaves that people can buy to do everything for them. So like button right now. Let's hit 40,000 likes. This is gonna be crazy, guys.
Pretending to contact recently deceased celebrities with a Ouija board, as well as staging the death of his own girlfriend. So I guess it's no surprise that J Station has such a fucked up opinion on this situation, but regardless of how bad it is, the way he's expressed himself on Twitter with this Actman versus Quantum TV situation, I can't see as anything other than comedic, even if that's not his intention, because holy shit, just look at some of these tweets. In his first response to the Actman, he says, "Hello, you tried to get someone banned like a little rat, and then get demonetized? You deserve it. Lol, this guy tried to get someone banned off the internet and failed. Then YouTube went and demonetized him. Calling for people to get banned is fucked up. This guy is a rat. Go sign up for food stamps. You're not getting money on YouTube forever now."
You know, the funny thing about this is that I'm J Station was clearly planning on having YouTube be his main source of money, since for so much of it, since he's basically been unable to, like, get traction on any other platform. Like, if he really planned on, like, branching out, he probably would have, like, started uploading content to Facebook before he had gotten banned. But as is, it comes... Is his comments in hindsight come across less as kicking someone when they're down and more like just copium. They're just thought of an idea for a stream. Even though it's probably a pointless one. 3 a.m. stream, summoning I'm J Station's dignity. Gone wrong.
The dark age of YouTube, what an idiot! Making big-ass documentaries calling for people to get banned is retarded. I'm sorry, it just is. J Station then posts a video about this with the caption, "My thoughts on Actman, spoiler, I think it's funny."
What's going on, guys?
I'm going to skip this since, like, he's just outing uninformed nonsense.
Another video about it, guys. Love you. Peace.
J Station then continues his Twitter
Spoiler alert, he makes another video.
rampage when he tweets out, "His channel isn't even growing, but I call for his termination. This guy's a psycho." Instead of countering the copyright claim in court, he decides this will take his career to the next level, then got demonetized. Fail of the year. I hope this happened to anyone else trying to get people banned and talking about how YouTube is such a shit platform, while making millions from it. Whoever thinks I have a bad take, you are very mistaken. The Actman fucked up big time. Brought all
The thing I don't get about it is, does I'm J Station really think that you can't ask for something to get better if you use it? Because I sure hope he likes a lot of stuff being inferior. Hell, if I ever happen to run into him and, like, he's ordering something from me, is like, I don't know, like fast food or something, I'm gonna go out of my way to give him as terrible a product as possible. And I'll show him his comments and from the whole Quantum TV Actman drama as justification if he complains. I sure hope there was at least one fast food worker who did that. That even if it wasn't because they knew who he was, just because he was a prick.
all kinds of drama to YouTube for his own self-gain online, instead of legally pursuing the problem. Publicly trashed YouTube and their employees, while trying to get someone terminated. He needs to move.
You know, funny thing about that is, first of all, YouTube's content ID system is set up heavily to favor the claimer. And now you certainly could argue that this would be something YouTube should go out of their way to, like, prevent, but the thing is, court cases are expensive. Like, hypothetically speaking, if this had been Hassan on who had gotten copyright it claimed, maybe they might have a better point, or hell, if this was PewDiePie instead, I'd say, yeah, you probably should just, like go to the courts, even though international law is very different than domestic law. But the Actman does have a comfortable following, but the thing is, it's more about principle in this case, and also precedent. Like, if the Actman had just taken this lying down, it might have emboldened other creators to, like, follow Quantum's footsteps.
Move on and just find a new path. I could help him on YouTube. If he's going to do YouTube, he can never promote it, use his voice or face, or call it the same name, or even his own name, or he will get terminated just like I did. Actman is done. If Actman would have got someone terminated, he would be laughing. But now he got his career terminated effectively. He knows how it would feel, and now wants your sympathy. All YouTuber who called for Quantum TV to be terminated have dangerous minds. J Station then responds to Actman's tweet saying, "Don't harass anyone involved in this," by saying, he doesn't want you making threats against YouTuber Quantum TV anymore now that he's...
You know, the funny thing is that what I'm J Station fails to realize is that the Actman's making the statement because it makes it a lot harder for any Quantum supporters, although as we see here, it didn't make much of a difference, to claim that the Actman supporters are acting in bad faith and are harassing people. It's why, for example, you'll see many of the NAFO fellas go out of their way to condemn like Ukrainian war crimes. But on the other hand, you don't see any of the Vatniks return the favor with like Russian war crimes. Curious how that is, since they probably know that they aren't as that Russia's are more indefensible than Ukraine is. You know what? I'll just...
being threatened. LOL! He was just calling out YouTube employees and tried to get people terminated a day ago. Actman responds by saying, shouldn't you be summoning dead celebrities or something? J-Station responds, yeah, you're one of them now, buddy. LOL! I have come back just to talk to the latest dead celebrity at Actman.
As I said last week, what happened was YouTube likely saw what the Actman had tweeted in frustration, took it out of context, and falsely punished him because of that. I'm J-Station continues to prove how illiteracy is a global problem. He's Canadian, if you don't know.
The Actman, if you need any money soon, I'll buy your play button from you. You're too angry right now, but in 6 months, let me know. The Actman is now part of the elite club of us banned people. Only legendary people like Trump, Alex Jones, Leafy is here are part of. Congratulations, we are the new Illuminati. It's all nerds attacking me. You can tell by the avatars. The Ant-Man hasn't a clue when these YouTubers are supporting him until the next story happens. I'm sorry, I open YouTube, it's all I see. I am just laughing at how stupid it is. The fact they think that YouTube gives a shit about him, or the fact he thinks he's a martyr, or like he's important in any way at all. He is a rat! Tattletale! Trying to have people removed. Karma! Red flags. The Ant-Man lives with his mom as a rich YouTuber in his 30s. The Ant-Man loves superheroes and thinks he is one. The Ant-Man publicly calls for YouTubers to be deplatformed if they make a video game review he disagrees with. Hashtag Justice for Actman. Wait, didn't all these YouTubers tweeting hashtag Justice for Actman get mad that I doxed Keemstar? But Ant-Man does it to YouTube after they had a shooter at their headquarters not too long ago. Wow. I guess they support horrible acts of...
I'm not repeating myself, but I'm J-Station, and he's brain dead. That is all I'll say.
Violence like the YouTube shooting. At this point, I'm thinking if Quantum TV was white and made the Elden Ring review, none of this would have happened. J-Station then responds to another one of Actman's tweets and says, yeah, keep bashing YouTube. Seems like a good plan. This is hilarious because Ant-Man is clearly a psychopath who thought he had too much power to terminate people for pathetic reasons stemming from a video game review he disagreed with. You are truly pathetic if you support him. After you try bashing YouTube some more, Actman, if that doesn't work, maybe try threatening them and their employees. Maybe you could leak their home addresses? Oh, you tried that already? Okay, I'll think of a new plan to get you unbanned. I just subscribed to Quantum TV. What channel will you guys watch now that Ratman is banned? The Actman tries to hide the real reason YouTube demonetized him because he knew he fucked up, even though YouTube already publicly gave the reason his channel was
Yeah, you shouldn't make claims like that if they're that easy to debunk. Then again, I'm J-Station and never claimed to be intelligent, so... I wonder if he's still on Facebook. Maybe I'll start antagonizing... Look. It would be fun if, like, someone started antagonizing him over his actions on you. Actually, no, wait, not antagonize. Just it would be fun if someone, like, posted... it like screenshots of his heinous actions or whatnot, or saying like, aren't you the guy who faked your girlfriend's death in the comment sections of his uploads? He's still on Twitter, but like, it's protected, so it not unencouraging harassment, just saying it would be nice. Not nice, funny if someone did that. Even though
But regardless, continuing with Jay's tweet, he says, he had support, so we choose to cover up evidence to keep the public on his
Chose,
side.
not
You
choose.
can prove he knew he fucked up because he deleted the tweets. My take is the correct take. It's better to be on the 1% side with me. Don't be a sheep. He was worried when he found out Philip DeFranco knew the real reason he was banned. Philip read him his deleted tweet to his face. It had him shook. Go and watch it. He's a snake. Don't call for people to get banned. I'm right, you're wrong. After all of this rambling from JStation, the Actman tweets out some of JStation's tweets and captions them by saying, I like how the only other content creator defending Quantum TV is also a certified psychopath. Birds of a feather. Jared responds to Actman by saying, you were giving him more exposure than he's ever had just by tweeting this bruh. Actman responds, yep, and he knows he ain't gonna get exposure like that ever again. He had 5 million subs, but this tweet can barely manage to hit 50 likes, laughing my ass off. JStation responds to him by saying, 7 years, 300 million views. Lol, Actman, it's over now, dude. The excitement about this drama is burning out now. At least you won't have to move back into your mom's basement. You already live there. I think I had like 10 videos adding up to his entire 7-year career. There's only 2 creators left who didn't absolutely fall off after calling for my ban. Pretty good times. The difference between me and the Ant-Man is that I am always going to succeed. He's trying to flex Twitter numbers after he's banned.
You know, I mentioned how, like, the problem with, like, reaction in videos, how they'll often, like, steal views. I'm unintentionally, like, editing this myself by, like, skipping ahead through I'm JStation's brainless drivel, simply because, well, that makes up quite a significant amount. Unintentionally followed my own advice. Feels good.
He thinks he's giving me more attention than I've ever gotten? Lol, I can't believe it. Ant-Man has put 0 other YouTubers on. He has made 0 millionaires. You guys are right, I shouldn't even be talking about this loser. I'm pretty sure the amount of views I've given to channels bashing me is greater than his entire channel times 10. What is he talking about? Now, Ant-Man, let's see who can flex $1 million cash the quickest. Me or you now that YouTube's over? Who you betting on? Relevant for what? I don't understand. The way I look at it is this. I have no fucking clue who you insignificant fucks even are, but you know me. Why do people think I'm after clout with a terminated YouTube channel? You think I'm gonna
You're right, you're not after clout, you're after copium. But the funny thing is that you could argue he's still promoting himself if he had links in his bio, which I'm not going to check because I don't want his Twitter page in my browser history, and also, as mentioned, his account is blocked, so what should I?
become a millionaire Twitter tweeter? I never even promote Twitter or Instagram. I don't care about it if it doesn't make money. I'm speaking against cancel culture. JStation then makes a flurry of Twitter videos back to back, talking about this situation, as well as later on in his Twitter videos, addressing a video that Review Tech USA made on him, which is essentially the same as this video up until now, but just with a little bit more added opinion and commentary, specifically saying that JStation's YouTube ban prevented another adpocalypse, as well as claiming that Jay is tweeting about the Actman for clout. Anyways, here's what Jay said in his Twitter videos.
Alright guys, just watch the Review Tech USA.
crazy. Whatever your opinion is, be sure to share it in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video on the Actman situation, as I still have quite a few things to cover before we move on to the next story. So again, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss that. If you want more updates and opinions from me, be sure to follow me on Twitter. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Well, that was fun, although, the real question is, do I continue going down this rabbit hole, or do I call it, you know what, one more video on pngtubers. And as you can see, he doesn't have a channel anymore. He got and I'm half tempted to just do the, you know what, it has been in a long time since I watched Jay Aubrey, at least more than, I didn't watch any last week, so you know what, today I was going through some shit.
Alright guys, so as you can see here, I totally have his number. He gave it to me a while ago, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and get...
I figured I'd go with the one in the recommended video sections first, if only as sort of a compromise. Plus, hey, I haven't watched this, so it'll be fresh.
Give him a call right now. Let's see if he answers, guys. Oh my god, guys, he actually answered, guys. Oh no, guys, Naked Man is being possessed by a demon at 3 a.m., which means we have to put him out of his misery. Make sure to get this video to 10 likes, guys.
Hey boys and girls, and welcome back to the dirtiest bar of soap on the internet. I made a video on J-Station a couple years ago, and honestly, he hasn't shown any signs of, I don't know, being a decent human being. Trust me, I'm well aware that he's been the talk of the town lately, him and Onion Boy, and for good reason. For the uninitiated, let me give you a little refresher on who I'm J-Station is. J-Station is basically a man-child with internet access, 5 million subscribers, and a disposable income. Imagine if a naked mole rat took steroids to increase in size and wanted to live life as a human, but doesn't have the moral compass of an upstanding citizen, but does possess the know-how on making a lucrative business out of calling recently deceased celebrities at 3 a.m. J-Station is basically a Jeffrey Dahmer reincarnate with a lower IQ and a more phallic-looking face. Listen, I don't like criticizing people's looks, okay? But when you act like a cyst, you know, annoying, in the way, kind of hard to wear tight clothes sometimes, filled with sludge, you make it really hard. Okay, now that you guys have been educated, let's go ahead and dig into this heaping pile of halitosis that is J-Station's tenure on this platform. It's never a surprise when he does something this despicable, but it still comes off as a shock when you actually see him do it. Recently he made a video titled Rest in Peace Alexia, where he chronicled how his girlfriend was struck and killed by a drunk driver.
Last night we lost Alexia.
Before the news broke out that this was all fake, which I will get to later, I immediately called it. Judging off the very first frame of this video, I'm talking about before the first second is complete, I knew that it was all a facade. I'm not bragging.
You know, I remember when, like, this all happened, like, I didn't know much about I'm J-Station, so I really didn't know what to think. Like, it's like hearing that a relative of a classmate you've never really spoken to died. If it was actually true, the only thing you can really do is offer your condolences. But as you can probably guess, and you might already know, that wasn't the case. You know, I'm kind of surprised, although also relieved, that I'm JStation hasn't, like, tried to go back to Rumble or something.
Okay, it's not like I'm bragging that I was able to call him out on his bullshit. The way he squeezes out his tears is just so funny to me, like a child wanting to get out of going to school that day, so he acts like his stomach hurts. Like, I look at this dude, right, and all I see is a 6-year-old with a rubber band around his head, just slowly losing brain cells, and his head is just slowly taking form to that of a zucchini. Worst of all, is this whole video is just a ruse to get people to go subscribe to his second channel, Dream Team. A dying wish from his dead girlfriend and her parents. Oh, that's sweet. I'm sure if I was struck and killed in a drunk driving accident, the first thing my mom would do would call the authorities to check what my subscriber count was looking like.
Oh, he was only at 11,000? Oh, what a tragedy. Can you connect me to the local news?
Sure, this is scummy, but the worst part of it all isn't how he framed all of this, but just the way he frames his whole channel, the way he even has a platform to trick his gullible little fan base of 8-year-olds who are stupid enough to fall for this shit. Jason would then go on to make a video at the site of his girlfriend's passing. Candles litter the snow. This rigid scrotum of a man weeps like a baby who's just been circumcised.
She just wanted to get 1 million subscribers.
It doesn't end there though. A YouTuber by the name of Some Ordinary Gamers actually dug into it a little bit deeper and found out that nobody by that name had died there.
In Toronto, nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No.
Shocker. The climax to all of this, the thing that we were all waiting for, the thing we all saw coming, a Ouija board video featuring this mutated artery, this ball of sweat and low self-esteem who screams and spits at the camera like a horny alpaca.
Contacted me and she told me that she missed me. So hopefully today when Jay tries to contact his dead girlfriend Alexia, she will actually respond using the Ouija board.
I miss her so much. The last thing I actually said to her was, babe, can you pick me up some Popeyes before you come back? Popeyes. It's me. Popeyes. And she never came back, guys.
And she never came back, guys.
Guys, my dead girlfriend. Guys, my dead girlfriend. Guys, my dead girlfriend. Guys, Ouija board. Guys,
You'd probably die of alcohol poisoning even if you decided to watch even one I'm JStation video and took a shot every time he said guys. I would actually wonder what word I use the most, but I can't be bothered to check that.
Guys.
It's funny how he makes this really morbid saga, this really dark narrative that he's molded and squeezed into what he wanted it to be, but then presents it like it's a show that would air on WB Kids.
Our building is super tall. It's just closer to heaven, guys.
Bro, I think we're really close to heaven.
We're super close to heaven, guys. We're super high in the sky. There's even more chance to talk to Alexia.
Alright, you guys get the point. So after being destroyed online, per usual, Jay makes a video about the truth, spilling the metaphorical tea, even though he really didn't need to. Everyone else beat you to it, you muppet.
I want to start out by saying I'm sorry to Alexia's family for putting them through any, hard times about the death of their daughter. I didn't mean to get them involved in anything. I expected all this to stay on YouTube. Alexia was never dead.
You expected it to stay on YouTube? How? You have a reputation of going way too far. You know people are going to call you on your bullshit. God, you can't be this dense. No, you can. Who am I kidding?
Let me tell you guys exactly what happened with all these my girlfriend's dead videos.
My dead girlfriend.
And like with any long-winded video, of course he has to go into a sob story about how he was, he had a shitty childhood and he was in a prison cell.
Bro, I used to be in a fucking cell.
That explains a lot, if I'm being honest. Listen, for a man who is drinking a gay potion.
The gay potion, guys.
Dude.
Oh my god!
Bought a slave off the dark web.
Okay, can you just clean our house, please? Can you clean the entire house?
You're only crying because you got caught by adults.
She said she just got off the phone with her dad and her dad's yelling at her. He wants me to say to the world that it was just a prank. Alexia's not really dead And I told her that her parents, it's none of her business what we do online. I don't mess with his dad's business. He shouldn't mess with ours.
So Alexia's parents are pissed because you spewed this nonsense to your toddler fan base and you tell them off? You're seriously like the saddest man on the internet. And I mean that, but completely unabashedly, so it's kind of funny. You're kind of like a Seinfeld character, like a one-off Seinfeld character that they base an entire episode about, but you're never reoccurring.
Just give your people calls, right? And make sure you do call us and turn stuff.
All right, have a good one.
In a crazy turn of events, Jay gets accused of assaulting Alexia with a deadly weapon. Domestic abuse, gotta love it. If you put yourself out there, if you create these facades, you deserve whatever is coming to you. Maybe it's time to look into a different line of work. Although, if you're a felon, it might be a little bit harder to get a job. Might I suggest... The problem I have with Jay Station, and I mentioned
that was
earlier,
actually
is
decent
the way
payoff.
he gets away with this shit. And I don't want to be all like,
Protect the kids.
and I could care less about the kids. The parents should be in charge of what the hell their kids are
Yeah,
watching.
that's-
Let's be honest. It's just the fact that he doesn't get the same treatment as all the other creators on this platform. If he's not making content for kids, then who? Adults? No.
Guys, no!
So, Jay Station, he fucking sucks. Every now and then you come across a cretin so diabolical, you're left questioning why or how he's even allowed to make content for an audience of 5 million people to begin with. But hey, leave it to YouTube to serve as the perfect spawning point for this type of fervent fuckery. And I guess if Jay Station is here to stay, it's up to us to look into his past and actually determine why he's so utterly cancerous towards the platform and all who inhabit it. Jay Station has been able to wrap his slimy tentacles around the YouTube populace since around 2017, shoving himself into the limelight with his infamous 3 AM challenge videos. These pieces of work overtook the platform just a few years ago, granting Jay with the enormous following we see today. Now, you may be asking, well, Jonathan, these videos look like absolute fucking dog shit. How was Jay ever able to become so successful? And you see, the most simplistic way to answer that quandary is children. It's children.
Guys, back with another banger video. Alexia was thinking it was...
You know, I'm of the belief that you shouldn't, like, baby children. I know. And, like, treat them, interact with them in the same way like Mr. Rogers would. Get on their level, like, don't talk down to them. I'm Jay Station is kind of making me... since children can be very intelligent and children's media can be very thought-provoking, like Toy Story, for example. I could see someone legitimately use I'm Jay Station as a counter-argument, and I would actually be hard-pressed to, like, argue against it.
A good idea for us to get a pet together, but I just ordered a pet from the dark web, and that is a bad idea, guys.
So instead, we're having a kid.
Not just any kid, guys. We are ordering a kid off of the dark web. We're officially gonna be parents, guys.
I'm so excited.
Hey.
So excited.
Talking to ghosts, playing with Ouija boards, pretending to hide in igloos for 24 hours at a time, all happen to land.
Here's what I don't get. Like, if he was gonna like pretend to order a kid off the dark web, why not at least be creative? Like, say you ordered some genetic modification kit. Then again, and I don't think I should be expecting in creativity in such a cesspool. Also, oh, and if he sees this, go screw this. I don't
Jay in the
apologize for
recommended
anything I've
tabs
said.
Of kids. And if you can tap into that crucial child demographic as a YouTuber, you're golden.
I buy myself nice clothes. Like, guys, this is a $700 t-shirt. I didn't buy Ahmed clothes with that money, but I bought Alexia a $3,000 jacket.
From that point forward, Jay not only had the influence he desired, but the financial assistance as well. Jay has been notorious for peddling falsified clickbait to children, but it's also worth noting the intense advertising that goes on by proxy, as a large majority of Jay's catalog of content is dominated by pre-rolls, mid-rolls, just about as many ads as you can imagine, even when the subject matter doesn't particularly warrant it.
Hell no, I'm not gonna do the Ouija board on Etika, bruh. If you're not donating to Etika or his family or mental health when you're tweeting about it, or you're making a YouTube video about it, you doing it for attention, bro.
Sure, he's apparently donating money to charity with his Etika video, but like, it's still monetized. He's still getting clicks from Etika's name. He's still plugging his merch under the video. You know, the one where he's addressing issues as serious as suicide and depression? Well, attempting to, at least.
These YouTubers are doing this, making 5 different videos about being depressed. Bro, I'm sad too, bruh. But I'm not about to say I got depression, dude. Cause you know what, man? If you didn't feel like Etika did, you don't got depression, my dude.
At this point, I genuinely can't tell if J-Station is just an idiot, or if he's so insensitive to the point where he does not realize the intense gravity of what he's actually doing. Regardless of the intent though, this barnacle is still actively manipulating children for views and money, and has been for a long time. And because YouTube has refrained from stepping in at all, he will likely continue to abuse the system for as long as he can. Whether it's taking advantage of the copyright system or utilizing his own twisted methods of pandering towards an audience of gullible children, he is still and always will be scum of the earth.
The lengths this man will go to earn $1 is just absolutely ludicrous. Not like the rapper with the big fist, but like, you know, in the sense of like, it's bad, I think it means. However, I'm not one to pick this man apart when people have been doing this for centuries. Since the day Susan Worcestershire sauce raised from the giant play button shaped crater in the earth and created the internet with Bill Gates, this was prophesized. But as a fellow creator on this platform, I do reserve the right to join in on the circle jerk where you're the one getting strudeled. I personally think that this 7-Eleven stress ball looking motherfucker deserves to have his channel follow the same rules as everybody else. Just because you create this thin film of adult, this thin layer of adult, doesn't mean it's for adults, you idiot.
Why did you shoot me?
Because you were turning into a douchebag.
So you shoot me.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you told me to.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were actually gonna do it.
Look, I'm sorry.
You know, my stance is that you should really is that edgy and content is not mature content. And so, you can throw in all the blood and boobs you want, but if it's still childish. It doesn't change the fact that that still means it's childish. Let me get this belt factory up. It'll feel good to finally be able to say goodbye to yellow belts.
Sorry, okay? I figured I'd put you out of your misery so that way you wouldn't end up like, I don't know, J-Station.
You're gonna have to make this up to me somehow, you know. My ears are probably gonna be ringing forever.
Okay, tell me what I need to do.
Merchandise. Are you tired of watching Doplex videos and wanting your own lovable nude sidekick? Would you give your left nut to replace your
And whoever gets the most likes will get a free t-shirt next month. Congratulations, dudes. Please DM me on Twitter so I can get you one of these
sweet throws.
Oh yeah, and link in bio. Buy that merch.
Today I was going through some shitty YouTube content.
Okay, so that was fun. Got to see a new creator's take, but let's go for a more in-depth analysis. Shall we?
As I like to do, and I decided to check in on a classic. Our old friend, I'm J Station.
I've done videos in the past about people who will make these like scary videos where they'll get attacked by killer clowns.
There are kids that actually believe this shit is real.
They were going to do an EVP session to try to communicate with Mac Miller, see if we can hear anything, see if we can actually communicate with him. Maybe he has a message for you guys. We're gonna light up the candles. This helps the spirits get attracted to the Ouija board. We're trying to contact XXX Tentacion. Bro, I'm sad too, bro. If you didn't feel like Etika did, you don't got depression, my dude.
In today's climate, one must look no further than YouTube to find some of the most wretched yet prominent manipulators of the past decade. In terms of YouTubers themselves, it's often the ones blinded by ego and self-importance that wield the most influence. And as we've all seen in the past, a desire for power can easily cloud judgment and skew morals, as many select personalities feel an intense desire to deceive their audience on their climb up the social ladder. This type of fervent crowd manipulation is nothing new, and can unfortunately be used to control the behavior and emotions of one's audience. Whether it's to manufacture feelings or to turn a profit, it's up to us to uncover the tactics used by these cretins as to not fall for them in the future. With one of the more infamous online manipulators going by the name of I'm J Station.
No, it's not. You know what, Jay? I think you're reading the wrong textbooks. You should probably go read the Bible.
I've read the Bible, Aiko.
Oh, really? And what does the Bible say? People want power? Jesus wanted power? Is that what it says in the Bible? Tell me that. Screenshot that to me and then show it to me.
Aiko, he has almost the whole entire world still repping his name. Okay?
Okay, but it doesn't mean...
Technically, you wouldn't need to screenshot that. You could just, like, cite the proper verse.
That he...
I want, Aiko. That's exactly the same way they're trying to take out Jesus. They're trying to take out me. Okay, I'm like one of those dudes. If they wrote the Bible back then, they'd put me in it. I'm not even lying.
That you would be in the Bible?
Truly a humble creator.
But what have you done for people?
I'm entertaining them.
New developments tonight in the viral video prank known as the 24-hour challenge.
The man at the center of it says he's getting rich. The police, watching his online antics, say he's getting charged. In his latest challenge, J Station, as he calls himself, claims to break into a house and spend the night there with a friend. While police believe this video is a hoax, his actions elsewhere are not.
If I get caught, he's not gonna call the police, all right? So.
He's getting a lot of attention again online for this.
Well, that he is. You know, he spent the night in the Bay, at TD Place, even a bowling alley. His antics are frustrating police, but making him money. Etier wouldn't agree to an interview, but over the phone told me, I was going to stop doing them, but I'm getting payments. I've gotten rich off this.
What's poppin', guys? Today I'm with my buddy Amimo. We doing your dares today. We up in here at Walmart. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna get it today. We're gonna get it today.
J Station is a Canadian creator who has dominated the YouTube clickbait game for quite some time, tapping into the crucial child demographic needed to gain the nearly 5.5 million subscriber fan base he so agonizingly gloats.
If you touch me, don't touch me.
Actually, you could be under arrest if you don't leave right.
Getting himself involved with the police on a regular basis and cashing in on on ill-famed challenges that notoriously struck the platform in late 2016. It's true that for the past 3 years, J-Station has consistently delivered some of the most high-quality, professional content you or I could ever imagine.
What's good? What's poppin'? Today I'm going to be asking a bunch of random strangers if they've ever tried being gay.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
I really don't normally do this, but you're extremely handsome. I'll just a quick question. You ever tried being gay? Never tried being gay?
No.
Do you know if you're gay then?
Yeah, I know that I'm not.
You know you're not gay? But you never tried it.
If you haven't tried it, I want to show you, and maybe, you know, you like it.
J-Station, more like, never mind. This little trend of all caps in your face best poop dollar prank ever clickbait propelled Jay into much desired notoriety. For better or for worse, Jay was able to get a lot of attention for the prank calling prostitutes, prank call.
I just realized that I had it scrolled down. Oops. Also that I had like the pop-up, but anyways,
delivered some of the most high-quality, professional content you or I could ever imagine.
What's good? What's poppin'? Today I'm going to be asking a bunch of random strangers if they've ever tried being gay.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
I really don't normally do this, but you're extremely handsome. I'll just a quick question. You ever tried being gay? Never tried being gay?
No.
Do you know if you're gay then?
Yeah, I know that I'm not.
You know you're not gay? But you never tried it.
If you haven't tried it, I want to show you, and maybe, you know, you like it.
J-Station.
more
like...
You know, something funny is, ironically enough, Sneako's old content before he went full tater tot actually strikes me as a successful version of what J-Station would have been. Like, the difference is that Sneeko at least did ask questions that were interesting, whereas as I'm J-Station didn't, to say the least. Let's upgrade all these iron chests into steel ones.
More like never mind. This little trend of all caps in your face best poop dollar prank ever clickbait propelled Jay into much desired notoriety. For better or for worse, Jay was able to get a lot of attention for the prank calling prostitutes, prank call type videos he would make. Because although they may have been a little contemptible in some eyes, they were still racking up clicks, at least for a channel his size. And really, it didn't take our friend long to find a perfectly suitable audience impressionable enough to take advantage of. See, with the rise of the 24-hour challenge came smooth sailing for our buddy Jay. 800,000 views, 1 million views, 4 million views, 5 million views. It was apparent to not only Jay that he had stumbled upon a gold mine. By clickbaiting the fuck out of his content, Jay was able to get the views he always desired. And with views came money. Lots of it, too.
Made like $2 million, bro. Multi-millionaire. I'm smarter than hell, bro.
With an audience heavily dominated by children, Jay quickly realized the massive influence he possessed, along with the abundant potential that came as a side effect of having such a gullible and naive fan base. That is until lovely Susan brought the hammer down.
The amount of money that I'm missing right now is humongous, all right, guys? I just can't make videos. I just can't do it. And you guys need to let YouTube know if that pisses you off. Because it pisses me off, guys. That week suspension, it hurt me, man. Financially, that friggin' hurt me, man. I quit my job. I'm getting fined. YouTube won't let me monetize anything. I don't even know what's going on. It's like a whole conspiracy to like shut Jay down. Why, man? Why?
Some more dope.
Towards the end of 2016, Jay Station's 400k sub channel fell victim to some false flagging, as he calls it, which resulted in rampant demonetization that both hindered his uploads and crippled his stream of income. Because, I guess uploading footage of yourself committing a crime to YouTube is a bad idea. But after just quitting his job to pursue YouTube full-time, Jay was forced to find his way around this little financial roadblock. So what did he do? Made a completely new channel that he's still active on today, fully functioning and fully monetized. If there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, what's poppin', guys? We just made 100,000 subscribers on this new channel in under a day. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you for all the support on this. You guys really got me. Like, I was afraid if I got 0 subscribers, that'd be it. And you guys really showed support. I just want to remind you guys that only 5 of the 34, 35 videos that I posted on my main channel were the only videos that the police were able to charge me on something.
Yeah, one thing I've learned from this fucker is you can't.
You know, I'd like to point out that there's So, as I stated earlier, there's kind of another controversy related to React streamers. Not like general ideas as I really should just go out of my way to get rid of all these biters. There's clear the perimeter. If only I had a radar accessible. But anyways, it's the ones that stream for 20, 30 out, stream for 8-10 hours a day, at least twice as long as I do. And I've decided that while I'm okay with clipping my stuff, I'd only really do so if it was stuff that's not on YouTube already. For example, hypothetically, if I was to start doing TikTok reacts, I'm just bringing that up as an example. I would probably, for example, be okay with clipping that, provided I knew for a fact that there wasn't a re-upload by the official channel, by the creator on TikTok as well. For example, one channel that I'm familiar with that uploads both on YouTube and TikTok is Lionfeld, which I might actually show some of their YouTube shorts if you want to see afterwards, or it's for an example. But anyways, I would not give the okay to clip if that specifically, since I could just recommend you end it on YouTube. But I would want something similar to what Moist Critical does, where the parts where he's just silent are cut out, but most of it, only 40% of the actual video is there on his clip channels, but on everyone else's clip but if you want to watch the full video, you actually have to go out of your way to watch it. It's not say how for XQC or Hassan, they'll just re-upload the entire stream unedited. I don't mind if it's that. I don't mind that if it's a reaction to a live stream, as is a Nintendo Direct stream, for example. But okay, so I want
trust him as far as you...
I would not, for example, give the go ahead for say something like this is clipped as is, even though theoretically EJ Aubrey makes far more off than I do, which I don't think I need to explain is non-existent. And
can throw him. Everything he says should be questioned, seeing as he does manipulate children for a living. But according to the first video on his current channel, it was either the media or the police that contacted YouTube and flagged the 35 videos he had made, when he was only charged on 5 of them, which, is still pretty significant.
You mean the world to me, guys. I'm gonna use all of my money to make the best YouTube videos, to make the most entertaining stuff for you guys. I'm gonna continue to do it because I love it. I love love, the support that you've given me. You guys have definitely shown me that you are here for me, and that means I'm forever here for you guys.
Though these minute trespassing charges would not deter our man from achieving his dream on his new channel. 3 a.m. The most unholy hour to make a video. At least in the eyes of many hypebeast clickbait channels from 2017, J Station being one of them.
What's poppin', guys? Back with another 3 a.m. challenge. I'm with my boy Ahmed Schmo TV. This is a demonic, satanic ritual, guys. This one involves summoning the devil. This is very dangerous. Do not try this at home.
The 3 a.m. challenge is probably one of the lowest forms of entertainment to ever ravage the platform. You know, calling my deceased grandfather at...
You know, I've often... Oh, one thing I can't help but wonder is... Suppose VTubing had, like, been around at that time. Do you think there would have been anyone who would have actually given this a shot? I can only hope that the answer to that would be no. And no, you're not going to see me attempt that, like... Well, there probably are some people who stream at that time of day, at least when it's that time where I live. It's not so much they're in the same city and streaming, but more like it's a much earlier time of day for them. And like, for example, someone in, I don't know, in like India might be better streaming at a different time for me, at a time that's not convenient for me, whereas I'm streaming at a time that's not convenient for them normally. If you get what I'm saying.
3 a.m. Calling my wife's boyfriend at 3 a.m. Calling Black Santa at 3 a.m. Yeah, that last one was real, actually.
Whoa, what the hell? It's all smoky. What the hell? I see someone. Whoa, whoa. Ho, 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 nigga.
It's shit, okay? It's really, really shit. But not to children. Kids love these.
You know, I'm J Station is probably the first one of a handful of creators where I can say, like, yeah, the platform is good without him gone. Like, there are some cases where, like, I'd say, like, if a certain creator was to just outright disappear, either they died or, like, they said, you know what, I'm retiring. Then I would say, like, the platform would feel like a negative void, or, like, Markiplier comes to mind. I'm J Station is the one where I actually feel like the platform overall got a bit better by his banning. There probably are a few others, but, like, I can't be bothered to think of them right now.
Videos like you wouldn't believe, simply because it piques their interest. It's framed as this edgy, taboo content your mom wouldn't let you watch. And to a kid, that shit is gnarly, man. I remember binging those totally real ghost sighting videos as a kid, thinking it was just the coolest thing in the world. Hell, I'd probably be watching J Station too if I were 9. And an idiot. Kids don't know better. They're incredibly loyal and will click just about any piece of dog shit you happen to plop out. Which is something Jay already realizes and should probably take into consideration when he pretends to buy literal slaves off the dark web.
Actual slaves that people can buy to do.
You know, this guy's entire video gimmick is why I actually tend to like not view the dark web with much interest. Like, maybe if I actually knew that I could, like, get some, like, really questionable stuff, as in, like, legitimately questionable, then I might view it differently. But, like, every time I read something about the dark web, this guy's voice pops up into my head. And you know, I get the feeling that if, like, he was still on YouTube, he probably would have fallen in the Andrew Tate crowd, simply because, like, I'm just kind of that cynical when it comes to that sort of thing.
Everything for them, guys. Obviously,
I'm just imagining, like, how ridiculous of a combination that would be. Like, what's up, guys? Me and Top G are gonna attempt the 3 a.m. challenge in order to become a true alpha male. Probably the most cancerous thing you'll ever hear me utter on this channel. Well, but like, imagine an alternate reality where instead of Sneeko and Aiden Ross getting entangled in Andrew Tate's web, it's I'm J-Station and another terrible creator. Like, how wild would that be?
Not support slavery at all, guys. So tonight we are going to buy one of these slaves.
Yeah, I mean, Jay hates slavery so much, she's willing to funnel pools of money into human trafficking so he can have his very own family. An entirely normal thing to put on the internet, wouldn't you say?
Oh my god, guys, this is freaking insane. He's grinning. Oh my god, Ahmed, this is insane. What?
The idea of Jay asking his only black friend to play a slave in his stupid-ass YouTube video really does help me sleep at night. Jay's pattern of manipulation far outreaches shallow clickbait meant to fool the most gullible of children, however. You see, Jay is completely deprived of any creative abilities whatsoever. He is a talentless shill in every sense of the word. So, to make up for it, he's forced to rely on nonsensical stories to gain even a sliver of support from his audience. Which I guess would be fine had it not been for his shameless attempts at passing it off as reality.
This is not a joke for YouTube. I wish it was. But I really felt fear for my life. Let me tell you guys what happened. They come in the house, I was sitting here, they run up on me, they just punch me in the face. They choke me out, push me against this wall. I struggle around. I end up on here. Look at this blood all up on here. They're beating the fuck out of me right there. Eventually, I went unconscious, tried to escape. I ran over here. There's blood all on my couch.
I guess somehow in the midst of this little struggle, all three guys happened to beat Jay perfectly asymmetrically on the left side of his head.
You know, the funny thing is that the way at I'm J-Station as a whole kind of reminds me of like an evil version of Dahar Man, you know, that guy who makes stories that are like very obviously fake. But from what I understand, to Dahar's credit, he's never like tried to say that they're real. Like, okay, admittedly, I've never actually watched a full video of his because who in their right mind would do so if it's not just for cringe? And like, I am convinced that that's the only reason he actually has a fan base. Ace, but like, I'm J-Station kind of strikes me as like an evil version of him. Admittedly, J-Station is actually better in regards to paying his actors, since or at least keeping them quiet about bad labor conditions, since, you know, how there was that whole controversy about Dahar Man not paying his actors enough. Although, then again, it could be that I'm J-Station convinces them that he's not as successful as he actually is, or was, since he's banned from the platform. And good riddance, quite frankly.
Knocking him out unconscious a slew of times, which, you know, totally happens in real fights.
They fucked me up again. Start going unconscious and shit. They're fucking me up here. They're holding a knife on me. Where's the knife?
Is that Bill fake or real? Probably fake, since it doesn't look green enough.
They held this shit on me. They said they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. Where's the money? Where's the Rolex?
Of course, the police left all of the evidence behind for Jay to play with. I mean, according to him, this entire vlog was shot after he got back from the hospital, meaning he would have been required to explain what happened in detail.
I'm gonna tell you guys after I roll this clip that I filmed right after I got back from the hospital, guys. I went straight to the fucking police, bro. What the fuck am I supposed to do, man?
The cops would have already deemed his house a crime scene before he would be given the chance to film it, but hey, I guess the details don't matter when you're monetizing a fake home invasion. Ignore the skeptics and get that bag, King.
I don't want to have to make this video. I don't want this to happen again.
I am literally scared of my own house.
My guess is that he either got involved in a real accident whilst filming another Oscar-winning piece of cinema and just decided to turn it into content, or he's wearing makeup and lied about the entire thing, which again is perfectly in reason for someone who literally lies as a career.
I'm on the top floor.
You know, I can't help but wonder if, like, people would, if, like, you know how Pippa, for example, has done a few reactions to some of Dahar Man's videos, as I mentioned earlier? Do you think she'd react to J Station's videos in the same vein? And, I mean, she could, since there's a channel that uploaded his content after his channel got unaxed, but I'm not going to talk about it any further since I don't want to tempt fate.
A really nice place on a golf course. It's looking nice. Okay, it's looking nice. It's a lot better.
Man, this is one
than
terrible episode of MTV Cribs.
the hell that I used to call home.
Hey, remember that time he got arrested at Disney World and threatened the security guards by saying how important and powerful he was, even though he was filming at security checkpoint and was repeatedly asked to turn cameras off? Good shit. Not as good as his Ouija board videos on dead celebrities, though. If you've already heard of J Station, chances are it's because of videos like these, where he takes advantage of the passing of a celebrity like Mac Miller or XXXTentacion by making grossly insensitive Ouija board videos capitalizing on their death. I shouldn't even have to explain why this is shameless, grotesque, and utterly irredeemable.
Drug addiction is a
You know, I will say that I, like, wasn't particularly into most of the celebrities he wound up making in these sorts of videos on, but first of all, it's still disrespectful to the people who were, and second, there was one individual who, if you know anything about I'm J Station, you probably know who I'm already referring to, who I was a fan of, and it really makes my blood boil thinking that he thought, even considered the idea that making an Ouija board video on was a good idea. I still miss their I'm not gonna say who, but let's just say that I still miss their reaction videos to this day. The guy who Etika didn't make a video on, not Etika, I'm not at J Station, obviously. Cat's out of the bag again. Oh, well.
serious problem, guys. Something has to change.
Were you sad about Ariana Grande?
I don't know if that's Mac Miller.
Yeah, you have to be fucking kidding me, man. J Station is all of YouTube's worst traits just balled up into one person.
What the hell?
Jassy.
What the hell? What was that again?
It's become such a joke in the community that this guy is gonna hop on every recent celebrity death for views because honestly, it's definitely not outside the realm of possibility when you have videos like these.
What's poppin', guys? I just got back from the middle of nowhere in an insane asylum. I checked Twitter right now, and I saw the most horrific news I've ever seen, man. Honestly, guys. And it comes from comments on my YouTube channel telling me, Jay, you better not do the Ouija board on Etika.
In June 2019, immediately after Etika's passing, Jay made the video I think most people at the time were anticipating.
Okay, this is the guy I was talking about. Like, if you don't know who Etika was, he was this streamer who was famous for making really over-the-top reactions. Like, he was the sort of guy who you would look forward to reacting to, like, the latest Smash reveal, Il E3, or Nintendo Directs. He also had a lot out of mental issues and wound up committing suicide, unfortunately. And in something that's both heartwarming and also really tragic. The first Smash fighter to be revealed after his death was his favorite character from the game ARMS, Min Min. Like, you get the feeling that that if he was still with us, he would have probably dedicated like an entire month to streaming Smash Ultimate, it playing as her or something, because of how over the top he was. I still go back and watch like some of his videos every now and then, just that's because of how exciting it was to watch them. Like, he's probably the go-to guy I would point to if someone said, "Why do you watch reaction content?"
Contacting Etika Ouija board challenge. Only it wasn't a Ouija.
Yeah, the thing about Etika is I can't help but wonder how he would have reacted to like other things. Like, I mentioned in like how there's a controversy reacting to XQ related to how Hassan and XQC and the like handle reaction content. He's probably the one person I would have said was the best, was like the go-to example of a good reaction channel. Like, he was constantly providing feedback. Like, even if he wasn't like over the top, he was at least speaking. Like, I would bet that you would probably have a hard time finding dead air in his content, and so to speak. I do have to wonder how he would have reacted to the rest of the fighters. Like, I think that he probably would have been like relatively tame for like Kazuya, but it would have been beyond thrilling to see how he would have reacted to Sora. And of course, I mentioned he probably would have been ecstatic to see Min Min. Let's just say that at I'm J Station is probably the biggest argument I could see someone making for why they wouldn't want to use YouTube as a streaming platform. If you don't know, I'm seriously like considering like doing a few debates, not like against Destiny or Vosh, but like I did mention this at the start, but like I just think it would be a fun crossover idea. And hey, maybe I could change some people's minds. Like, I'm watching this as a refresher, or since I could see since inevitably someone will bring up Aiden Ross as an argument against using Kick, even though I'd argue XQC is the face of the platform now, since
board challenge at all. It was a shameless attempt to capitalize on Etika's death by riding in on a high horse and morally looking down on the people who clickbait suicide. So, you know, exactly what he's doing.
Hell no, I'm not gonna do the Ouija board on Etika, bruh. If you're not donating to Etika or his family or mental health when you're tweeting about it, or you're making a YouTube video about it, you're doing it for attention, bro. So when you're gonna get mad at me for the Ouija board, you're doing the same shit. It's for attention. Who cares about the ads, bro? You think this YouTuber with 4 million subscribers care about $500 from a YouTube video? You don't really care, though. You're just doing it for attention, bro.
Look, we know man, you care, J Station, because you like monetized this video.
I don't even think he had a coherent goal for this one either. I think he just wanted to take advantage of Etika's passing in a way that didn't seem so insufferable, only he failed miserably.
Etika really jumped off a
You want to know something funny about this? If he'd actually like not uploaded a video until like several weeks later and said, he could have hypothetically begun a redemption arc. Like, he could have said, okay, you know what? I've had some time to think it over, and I've realized I don't have very much fun making this, so I'm just going to stop making it right now. That probably would have actually earned him a lot more. or brownie points in the community overall, but obviously that's not what happened.
Bridge, bro. This is not for no YouTube. It wasn't part of his act, bro. It was a real deal, bro. This happens to people. Not only just big YouTubers, it happens to everybody. These YouTubers are doing this, making 5 different videos about being depressed. Bro, I'm sad too, bro. But I'm not about to say I got depression, dude. Cause you know what, man? If you didn't feel like Etika did, you don't got depression, my dude. You don't got depression. You're doing it for attention. So next time you sad, suck it up, bruh.
I can't even give him the benefit of the doubt by donating $2,500 to charity because the video is still fully monetized with links to his merch right in the fucking description. He's still exploiting suicide despite his callous attempts at raising awareness for mental health. Leave it to I'm J Station, the literal cum stain of YouTube, to speak on behalf of those suffering from depression.
You know, if I get to the point where I'm like decently successful, I'll probably like well, as a VTuber, I'll probably like start a second channel where I just won't monetize anything. Where I'll just like upload off script if we're off stream vlogs. Where I'd handle something like this. Like this is the moment where I think that if there was any justice, I'm J Station's house in this world, I'm J Station's house would have caught on fire and taken all of his equipment with him, and destroyed all of his equipment in the fire. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Would have been really karmatic if it had. This asshole's still active on Facebook occasionally. Honestly, one of the other reasons why I decided to switch over to streaming and well, that and the fact that Facebook decided a photo I took celebrating a world conquest in Hearts of Iron 4 was a form of hate speech. No, really.
Trying to paint yourself as a decent human being while riding the wave of every high-profile death you deem profitable enough. I hope you know I'm being 1000% sincere when I tell you to go fuck yourself.
I'm asking anybody of you, if you're watching me right now, to donate to Etika. I'm gonna put the link in the description. And hell yeah, I put ads on this shit, and it's all going to Etika, bruh. Hashtag no bitch niggas.
But speaking of monetized, this video definitely isn't, which is why we're sponsored by Raycon. I've been using these.
Let's see here. Where's the...
Oh, so just J Aubrey without the space, basically. Massive thanks to the fine people at Raycon for.
You know, I've often wondered when and I should expect to like start getting emails of offering sponsorships. I'm not saying like I'm actively seeking them out. Like, I don't think there's anyone who's actually done that. At least, not anyone my size. The only one I probably would actually try and go out of my way to get, like, a sponsorship for would be Paradox, and that's mainly because, well, they let people who they're affiliated with get access to the new DLC for their games early. And, hey, early access to Hearts of Iron 4 would be more DLC would be a very tempting offer. But I'm more just saying that because at this point, I'm wondering when I should stop wondering how big is the money laundering scam you're involved in if I get any sponsorship emails. Kind of wonder if there's a guide for that sort of thing.
Feeding me another week. Wouldn't want to die of starvation and risk of this little rodent making a Ouija board challenge on me. Speaking of, let's get into something a little more tasteless.
I never wanted to make a video like this, ever. But last night...
Here we go.
Last night, we lost Alexia.
On January 26, 2020, Jay found himself embroiled in criticism after publicly admitting to faking his girlfriend's death and attempting to contact her from beyond the grave, lazily conducting a seance for views and money.
You guys know my girlfriend Alexia just passed away in a tragic accident, guys.
Jay,
you know, if I had been active at the time that this had happened, I mean, I had a YouTube channel, but I wasn't making content. I probably would have uploaded a parody video called 3 a.m. Challenge, Summoning I'm Jay Station's Dignity. You'll understand why in a few seconds.
Station isn't the brightest crayon in the box, so the stunt itself was hardly convincing to anyone with a half-functioning brainstem. But that didn't stop him from exploiting the emotions of naive fans in an attempt to promote his garbage second channel Dream Team that he shared with his girlfriend Alexia. Their conjoined channel featured videos the two had made together, vlogs, challenges, I don't even really know, seeing that the entire channel has since been completely wiped. But regardless, this little prank probably would have gone a little smoother if Jay's relationship hadn't been crumbling behind the scenes, as the couple would insinuate over the course of about 5 or 6 separate videos. I don't even know at this point, I've lost count. But before we go too deep, let's take it from the top.
Last night around 11 p.m., I got a call from her parents. Last night, we lost Alexia. We might have a visitor. To a drunk driver, guys.
Now, why he had to make it a drunk driving accident, I have no idea. Maybe just because it sounds more real, though going for something that could hit rather close to home for some viewers, it doesn't seem like the morally superior route to me. I think it's pretty clear at this point where Jay's terrible intentions lie. He pretty much just pretends to cry for the duration of the video, wiping tears from his eyebrows before uploading a second video only a day later, visiting the supposed memorial site for Alexia. Now, this video is just stupid, because at this point, he's still trying to pass the incident off as real. You'd think he'd be smarter than to reveal the location of the accident, which would allow room for internet detectives like Critical and some ordinary gamer to swoop in and disprove whatever idiotic claim he's trying to make. But this is the guy who...
You want to know something funny? I bet that if I'm Jay Station had simply said, it's been like so many days and I haven't heard anything from my girlfriend, he might have actually gotten away with it. Since it would be assuming he got her to stay quiet on social media, which, okay, admittedly, that would have been hard since their relationship was crumbling. It would be a lot harder to, like, prove a disappearance was faked as opposed to a death, if I'm willing to bet. But then again, I've never really actually looked into it, so I will admit I could be wrong.
Who plastered mud to the bottom of his shoe and started stamping it around the room to construct a crudely planned home invasion. So I guess I'm expecting too much.
Oh my god. She must have crashed into the sign.
You're the boyfriend. You would know every detail of the accident if it ever happened. You're not even trying.
Look at this. She loved animals.
But we still didn't have confirmation that any of this was fake. Maybe she did die, and maybe he really is this insensitive. God knows it hasn't stopped him before. But the fact that all of this did turn out to be orchestrated for views almost makes it even worse, in my opinion.
A ton of you guys actually been commenting on my videos to talk to her on the Ouija board, guys. A lot of you guys just want to hear one last thing from her, guys. So do I.
What?
What is it?
Bro!
What?
Is that a kiss?
No.
Bro, I swear on my life you have a kiss on
What
your
is-
cheek right now.
No.
I swear on my life, Jay. I'm not even tripping. Come check in the mirror right now.
Jay ended up taking the 3 videos down, not because he wanted to, not because he realized the intense gravity of what he was peddling to children, but because he had to. Or else Alexia's parents were going to the news and telling everyone that their daughter was alive and well, and that this slimeball was merely capitalizing off the idea that she had been murdered by a drunk driver.
She woke up at around 8 a.m. when I just posted the video, and she said she just got off the phone with her dad, and her dad's yelling at her. He wants me to say to the world that it was just a prank. Alexia's not really dead. Or he was gonna go to the news and tell everybody that Alexia wasn't dead.
There also appeared to be a warrant for his arrest, so, you know, you could say his hands were a little tied.
I expected all this to stay on YouTube. Alexia was never dead at all.
Now, this was the point where he admitted that he and Alexia were not together anymore. And being the woman who had been there for him to help make just about every video for the past 5 months, that was a pretty big deal. The story, though, it does get a little hard to follow, so please just try and stick with me here. After Alexia filed the assault claim against her boyfriend, she fled to Ottawa with her mother and uncle in an attempt to get as far away as possible from Jay. He retaliated that night with a video that I guess was meant to expose Alexia. Wasn't really defending himself in any way, wasn't really owning up to any of his mistakes, but rather saying everything he could to try and smear Alexia up, down, and center.
By the way, guys, like, she was down to make these videos with me. Like, she was nervous. Well, I told her it didn't matter. I go onto my laptop, she deleted videos that we recorded together on my laptop. She did all that when I was sleeping. I was just kissing this girl. I woke up. She said she would be there. She's gone. I delete the video.
J-Station has never heard the phrase, "Don't dig yourself
and tell her I
out
assaulted
deeper."
her with a weapon, and now I have warrants on my arrest. I try to help her build a career for herself, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. Why did I deserve this? Why did I deserve this?
I don't care what kind of idiotic excuses you have for us, Jay. This video is pathetic, and you're pathetic. It really shouldn't even be necessary to come clean about something like this, but because your audience already has a tough enough time telling truth from reality, I guess you were kind of backed into a corner. Though turning your fans against Alexia didn't really work out, seeing as she was quick to fire back with her own video taking aim at Jay.
I'm really confused as to what's going on right now between me and Jay. So I was in Ottawa at one point, I think for my grandma's funeral, and then I came back, and then Jay tells me that him and Ahmed had this idea, and immediately I was super uncomfortable. I did not think it was okay, especially since lots of you guys are younger. I didn't help him with these videos because I was okay with the stunt or because I wanted these videos to go out. I only helped him out of fear.
Of course, it should be duly noted that Jay initially downloaded and re-uploaded her own video to their joint channel Dream Team, where he then proceeded to claim her video and steal all of the ad revenue. Still making her out to be the bad guy, of course.
I guess there's some things that never change, since if you don't know, there was the whole Colleen Ballinger thing really recently, and, well, she used a very similar tactic. Wonder if Colleen and J-Station ever collaborated. I mean, considering Colleen actually worked with Shane Dawson, it wouldn't surprise me. Yes, that's, by the way, that's not something I'm making up. Like, you do have to wonder just, or if any of Shane's other collaborators have skeletons in their closet. I'm not saying that is the case, like, but
when he struck back with another Alexia exposed video. This time she has devil horns, so you know she's bad.
I don't really appreciate you talking shit about me to my fans after I try to help you succeed.
No fans, except young kids who are delusional. If it wasn't for my fans, she wouldn't have any subscribers at all, and she completely disrespects my fans. She calls them delusional, stupid, everything.
I mean, is she wrong, or?
Alexia is literally trying to ruin my life right now, guys. Imagine waking up in the morning and your girlfriend is just gone. She breaks up with you, not only without even telling you, but without even texting you about it.
Oh yeah, you mean like the time you made a video about her dying and didn't tell her or her family until you absolutely had to? If anything, this video just incriminates him more. He confirms that he hasn't been paying Alexia to help him with videos, despite shoveling money to this meatball for doing the exact same job. According to Alexia, she even helped him with some of the editing, so the entire justification of...
Like, if I had a successful restaurant business and then I get a girlfriend, I'm not gonna give them 50% of the restaurant's money it makes. She's just supposed to be my girlfriend. A girlfriend is supposed to help her boyfriend succeed and want them to do well. And
just boils down to a lame attempt at an excuse, doesn't it?
I have this one fan that's been my fan for like ever. Her name is J Angel on Instagram. She was actually jealous of me talking to this girl. I said, why are you jealous of a 14-year-old girl who's been my fan for the last 3 years? All of her pictures on her Instagram are of me. She's a real fan of me. She likes me a lot. And I appreciate my fans.
I can think of another reason why she might be upset about you talking to that fan.
Unfollow my fans.
Wow, here's a thought. Maybe she didn't want you talking to a literal child? Because you did fly out to Texas in 2017 to meet a fan a decade younger than you, you let her stay in your hotel even though she was forced to stay up the whole night in fear of what you might do to her while she was asleep.
Originally, I had met him through, like I mentioned, Scrubza and Ahmed. And basically we, I was fans of them with their collabing videos and all the videos they did about, like, jokes and stuff. I was confused. I was like, you're really gonna come and see me? He's like, yeah, like, we bonded over text, like, you're my friend. And I'm like, I guess I was just really, really starstruck. The 3 videos we did were in, like, a 2-day span. So I did spend the night that one night, but like I told you, nothing happened. He slept on the couch, but I made sure to stay up all night because I was paranoid. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. It was 2017, so yeah, I was 17.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a pretty innocuous relationship to me, man.
It really does feel like my new home. I just really don't want to leave Texas now. Yeah, I want to stay, but maybe I'll come back. I don't know.
Yeah,
why can't he go to Idaho instead?
With me, like, 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. I'm with him.
Yeah, like what? Kayla, I'll be back.
Oh my god.
I'll be back.
I know.
I'm not gonna leave.
Or Florida would probably be more appropriate for him.
You come back to me.
She don't want me to leave. I don't want to leave. I'm gonna go back to my hotel later. I'm gonna be so sad because I live like so far away. Like
so far. It's too far.
It's too far away, guys.
I'll move to Canada for you.
Are you gonna move?
I can try.
Yo, your boyfriend's gonna watch this shit.
I don't give a
She really likes me, so.
He's my man.
Good thing that's a completely normal and fine thing for a YouTuber like yourself to say to a 17-year-old fan, right? Forget the fact that Jay consistently surrounds himself with people younger than him, likely because they're easier to manipulate into doing his bidding. In his own words, he hasn't done anything wrong.
A couple days ago about Alexia, I did nothing disrespectful to her at all. There is a lot of things that she has done that is super bad that I didn't bring up.
You know, I've actually given some thought on how I would handle hypothetical relationships with fans. Like, it's not something I would go out of my way to seek, by the way. I would probably prefer to get into a relationship with another streamer. Or VTuber, or instead of one with a fan if I had a choice. But if I was, the caveat would be that they'd have to, like, know me IRL and, like, have spoken to me for quite a while, like, well, if they wanted something long-term. Or, like, you're not going to see me, like, suddenly post on my Twitter saying, hey, I just hooked up with my biggest fan, and Mindy. Here's something. And if it's someone I've never mentioned before.
Because I don't think it's right to bring up private stuff in front of thousands and thousands of people.
I like how he isn't even trying to make himself look like a quote-unquote good person, because he knows he isn't one, which is why he resorts to ripping into Alexia as much as he possibly can.
How could I be with a girl who tries to actually put fake charges on me? I have actual arrest warrant for my arrest for something I didn't do with a max penalty of 10 years in prison. She doesn't want me to do YouTube at all.
Neither do we, so. You can try and make it seem like she's ruining your life or whatever, but at the end of the day, Jay Station, you have caused far more turmoil in Alexia's life than she has yours. And to make matters worse, she isn't the only one.
What would you do if I paid your ex-boyfriend 10 G's to come and expose me with you? Or expose you with me?
Go ahead and do it.
Over the course of this entire debacle, skeptics have begged a few burning questions, and rightfully so. There's still parts of the story that don't add up. The fact that both the Ottawa and Toronto police departments denied there being a warrant for Jay's arrest, despite Jay and Alexia both claiming otherwise. The notion has been thrown around that perhaps Jay and Alexia planned this entire fallout for views, just so they could promote each other's brands. But given given the information that we have at the time of me recording this, I don't think that's the case. Partly because I don't think either of them are smart enough to concoct something this complicated on their own, but mainly because Jay was later arrested and charged with assault, which we'll get into in a second. But even if he were devious enough to manufacture views and outrage at this level, the parallels between Alexia's claims and the claims of another one of his ex-girlfriends, Aiko, are just too striking to write off.
He made assumptions saying that, I don't know, just everything to him meant cheating. I wasn't allowed to see my family. I wasn't allowed to come back to Toronto.
Yeah, that's the
Signs
of an abuser.
I could live with him in Toronto if I wanted to.
I wonder if
My dad
Steven
is
Crowder
really
has
sick
tried
right
to
now,
hire him.
So the thought of being decently far away from him made me really nervous. But I was like, okay, it's fine. It's only a 4-hour train or a 4-hour drive or like an hour plane.
Am I allowed to come home weekly, at least on the weekends, to come see my family? He said, no, that seems like you're cheating.
And because Jay has no friends, he wanted me to have no friends. He deleted all my contacts in my...
For the record, I'm perfectly fine if any of my friends or significant others have friends of their own. Like, I understand that there are some friend groups that just don't interact. Like, I mean, if they ever wanted to introduce me to them, then, like, sure, go ahead. But, like, I'm not... Unless it was, like, someone, like, my significant other was, like, friends with their ex, I might be a bit concerned. But, like, if it's just, like someone they were friends with in high school, all of the same gender, or hell, like, someone who was already married, then I'd be like, oh, go ahead and hang out with them. Since they'd probably have since my significant other's friend would probably have a significant other who was worried about that as well. So I'd at least have someone to chat with on the subject.
phone, wouldn't even allow me to talk to my very best friend since I was a child. He didn't like it when I would talk to my family and never even let me go home to see my family.
I'm sorry that you don't understand how much I love my family and how much I'm willing to be there for them.
One of the first warning signs of a manipulative partner in a relationship is when the party in question begins their attempts at isolating you from the rest of your loved ones. This is a pattern that remains consistent in both Alexia and Aiko's stories. Despite some initial trepidation, Jay eventually convinced Alexia to move cross-country with him, away from her sickly father who was, and still is to my knowledge, in desperate need of a kidney transplant, in the same way that Aiko wasn't allowed to go home to see her family. This gives the abuser more leverage over the entire relationship. Someone who may possess a thirst for power would be quicker to exhibit this type of behavior, and as we've already established, Jay doesn't take kindly to his influence being questioned. Controlling partners tend to come equipped with a slew of paranoid-induced insecurities. The unreasonable fear of their partner cheating on them can only do so much as to fuel these fears and perpetuate the unhealthy behaviors said partner seeks to escape. Jay was always on edge according to both Alexia and Aiko. They were going to cheat on him, that they were going to do something to betray his trust. These worries didn't appear to be grounded in reality either, which is what would lead to more irrational rules set by Jay in the future.
Jay decided to take my phone and look through every single message.
You know, the only case I'd actually, suspect that my girlfriend, and if I had one, obviously I don't right now, was cheating on me would be if either one, I had evidence to suggest that was the case, or two, if she had a history of doing so. Oh, but as far as I can tell, none of I'm Brain Dead Station's girlfriends ever did have a history of cheating. If they do, it's not mentioned in this video. So, yeah, he's just a paranoid abuser.
I had on my text, every single message on my Instagram, on my Twitter. Even though these messages weren't even bad and were from years before I even met Jay, Jay still thought that because of these messages, I was gonna cheat on him. Jay told me that
He does not want me to have Instagram. He does not want me to have Facebook. He does not want me to have Snapchat. He wanted to completely erase all of my social media.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Trust is such a vital part of a relationship, and if you can't trust your partner to even own a social media account, I think that says way more about you than your partner. Oh yeah, he also leaked Aiko's number and asked everyone to dislike her video on Twitter. The former should technically be enough to kick him off Patreon, the latter just being a dick move that he seems to go back on in his Alexia video.
I want to start out by saying I'm sorry to Alexia's family for putting them through any hard times, stress about the death of their daughter.
Good, I guess. People don't realize just how hard it is for someone to simply walk away from an abuser, especially when their worth is being diminished every single day. Maybe they stick around out of fear, or maybe it's because they've simply grown accustomed to the way things are, which is perhaps even more tragic to consider. But regardless, Jay would have you believe otherwise, that Alexia was on board for all of the videos they worked on, specifically the ones where they faked her death.
She tries to trick you guys into thinking that she wanted nothing to do with her dying, the Ouija board videos, none of that. That is the furthest from the truth. We heard a voice while we were playing with the Ouija board.
Bro, I'm super freaked out by this. Wait, what do you want to ask her this time?
Here's the video of her actually giving me her voice to use in that video.
You just whisper it?
You're so annoying.
I'm not. Sure. Can you whisper it? This is the last thing I have to do.
She was 100% down with these videos.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him try and use that defense in a court of law. I'd be willing to bet the judge would be thrilled to give him an even harsher sentence for doing that.
Yeah, rolling your girlfriend over at 3 in the morning and forcing her to record a line for your nauseatingly stupid video really does prove your point there. But it's not just the mental and emotional manipulation that transcends both of his ex's testimonies, no. It's the physical side that stands out to me the most. According to both Alexia and Aiko, Jay has always had a belligerent side, namely referring to phones, I guess. It's the only weapon his tiny pipe cleaner arms can hold, I imagine.
There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that y'all don't know. I was waiting for the police to do something about it because Jay actually went physical on me in Yorkdale Mall. Security cameras caught it.
And that's not even talking about his criminal past and who this person really is. By the way, if any of you guys were expecting him to do a meetup in the US, he's actually banned from traveling to the United States, so you can forget about that. And based on his violent history, I've decided to get a restraining order to protect myself.
Not even counting all the emotional abuse that Jay gave to me throughout our...
I honestly did not know you could get banned from traveling to the United States. Then again, I was basing that on the fact that, the Westboro Baptist Church is still allowed to operate here, but I guess maybe they're exempt. But then again, and I don't really hear cases of people being deported from their home country, so... what do I know about that? There was this guy called Brick Stone who used to make fun of the Westboro Baptist Church a lot. Wonder why he stopped doing that. He was pretty good at it. I know he didn't die, so that can't be it. Maybe I'll watch some of his videos on stream him once. Hell, given that he's still on Twitter, maybe I could have him on stream at some point. That would be fun.
relationship of 5 months, Jay assaulted me on 2 separate occasions. One time he literally threw and whipped an iPhone at my face, and then the second time he grabbed me off the couch and threw me to the ground.
What am I gonna do to you though?
What do you mean? What you did before? Hit me, throw shit at me, or push me and throw shit at me.
But you're already gone. I couldn't hit you or anything if you're gone already.
But he has been known to resort to bursts of violence when he feels threatened, which is why Alexia was able to build the courage to turn his ass into the Toronto police. On February 5th, Jay Station was charged with assault with a deadly weapon and subsequently thrown behind bars for what I imagine was a brief period of time, seeing as he still managed to squeeze in a few uploads since then. Better rack up some more dough before that court appearance in March, Jay. You and I both know the grind never stops, and evidently, neither do manipulative habits and abusive cycles, at least according to your last 2 girlfriends.
Are you that fucking psychotic? You're fucking psycho. You are honest to God crazy.
I've been a good person to you, Alexia.
You're a trash human being. Look online. Everyone says shit about you. Everybody hates you, Jay. Everybody hates you.
Jay Station is an incurable disease festering on the backside of the beast we call YouTube.
1 like equals 1 prayer for Alexia.
The personification of every negative stereotype that comes to mind when you hear the term YouTuber. Yet his scum-filled traits far surpass his hideous, exploitative content, spilling over into his private relationships and poisoning the lives of anyone who makes the mistake of affiliating with him. The problem is, his success is largely attributed to an audience too young to understand the magnitude of his actions. It's true the egregious behavior of Jay Station goes over the heads of the very people keeping his career alive, which is why the only way to combat his shameless conduct is by spreading the word and getting the message out that I'm Jay Station is a menace to the platform and all who inhabit it.
Literally every comment was saying to call my dead girlfriend on FaceTime at 3 a.m. So tonight, J Nation, we are calling my dead girlfriend at 3 a.m. guys. I'm really freaking scared to do this.
The apparently she's been found dead in her house today. I've got Caroline Flack's number off the internet, so I'm going to ring in that number, seeing if it's actually true, seeing if she's dead or alive.
Make sure you watch through the whole video, guys, because I'm actually going to try and FaceTime Kobe.
Look at me, of course I'm gay. Come on, Jay.
Keep on, keep running.
Well, that was fun. Oh, wow. 2 people. Oh, I had 2 people show up. No, this is not recorded. This is all live, although, well, I'm not recorded, but the video I was reacting to was. But thanks for tuning in. And even though, oh, I'm probably not going to stream for much longer. I guess the point I was trying to make by watching this was just remind myself of how bad YouTube's worst can get. Like, I've seen a lot of bad trends since I've actually been around the internet for a very long time. I ran a Facebook page for quite a while, just made like memes, not like a corporate page, and it wasn't really like a particularly big one. But I have quite a big memory. Like, I, for example, remember how James O'Keefe used to do stuff that's very different from what he's known for now. Ow. Oh, I also remember like the days when Facebook was actually like a lot more popular than it is now, like before like people started like there's so many terms I could bring up where you'd be like, who? But anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll return to Pokemon Empyrean streams tomorrow. I'll try and remember to grind off screen this time so I don't like die to the gym leader again. And I think I'll play a bit more Factorio. Oh, get like science set up, then I'll take care of that. Admittedly, the main reason why I'm holding off is, well, I don't like building over resource patches, and I want to take care of this before I do anything else. But until then, And I'm Andreas Rebel, and I will see you next assignment.